Well, this next speaker, and I've got to tell you, I just got to know him backstage a little bit. He's from San Diego. But I said, what was your biggest fear? Now, this is going to be the biggest fear for people that haven't come to EXP yet, probably the number one. I thought my production would go down. Now, he's been with us for 2 years. He's going to show you his production. He says, Gene, it's only tripled. It's only tripled since he's been here. But it is a fear, right, when you change companies. That was his big, and then I said, what did you excel at as a kid? And he said, well, in baseball, I stunk. But I stunk so bad, every year I stayed in the same league. I said, what? And he goes, yeah, they left me in the same league. Everybody moved up, and after 3 or 4 years, I'm the oldest kid in the bottom league, and I hit a home run every time. So if you want to excel, just stay in the bottom league. Just stay down there. But from San Diego, I want you to give it up for somebody who's excelled in production and just killed it in San Diego, Mr. John Gluch. Woo! Give it up, baby.
Appreciate it. Thank you. All right. What's up? It's so good to see you guys. Yeah, the lesson of that story is if you're bad at something, just play with kids and you'll look aw. I'm so much better than my son at football. It's incredible. He is terrible. He'll get better. So, speaking of, my name is John Gluch, and that's my wonderful family there. My wife, Brent, my son, Trey, my daughter, Eden, and we do live in San Diego. We have a wonderful real estate team there in San Diego, and one in Phoenix, and one in Las Vegas, and those teams will sell around 700 houses this year. I'm very proud of them and all they've accomplished. So, yeah, a lot of them are here today. And today I want to start off with a story. I want to introduce you to somebody. This is a guy named Mike. Mike's a very important person to me and in my life. And Mike's job, he is a minister. He tells people the good news about Jesus. And he's an amazing man. Yes, yes, yes. Here's the thing, though. Mike doesn't just share Jesus with anybody. He has a target audience. He has a specific group of human beings he's focused on giving the good news to. And I don't know how to put this delicately, but this is the worst group of human beings on the planet. His target audience is the dumpster fire of society. They are awful. They are as far away as you can get from good. That group of people, high school kids. That's who he's working on. And listen, they're the worst. You know, you were a high school kid. Maybe you have one. If you've seen one, you know. The worst. Worst. And if you don't believe me, here's some reasons why high school kids suck. I've compiled a list. Just want to make sure we're all on the same page. They think they know it all. They don't want to talk to you. They hang out in weird places that you don't want to be at. Like you've never driven by a group of high school kids and thought, that looks awesome. I'd like to hang out with them. I wish I was behind the dumpster smoking cigarettes and drinking warm beer. That looks fantastic. Never going to happen. Never going to happen. They don't trust others. They stink, like literally, B.O. It's a terrible thing. They're dorky. And in case I haven't convinced you yet, here's me in high school. Right there. Oh, easy. Okay, easy. Yeah, that was me. Same height 60 pounds ago, you know. Nice, big, ballooned up pants. You would think, too, like that this was a third grade dance because of the Disney theme. No, this is high school. This is high school. And as like one sad punctuation mark of the picture, you can see the balloon that has deflated and is floating down in the picture. Yeah, a truly embarrassing time of life. And that's what Mike did, man. He was telling high school kids about Jesus, which is the hardest thing on the planet to do, right? You're a middle-aged dude trying to share Jesus with high school kids who have no interest in hearing from you. Mike is the best recruiter I know. This guy was amazing, right? He changed my life. This is the guy who introduced me to Jesus, changed my life forever. I will never be the same because of this guy, right? So, thank you, yes. He's got a lot to teach us about recruiting. And here's the thing, you're all recruiters. Everybody here is a recruiter. You're recruiting buyers and sellers to come work with you. You're recruiting agents to join your team, to join your brokerage here at EXP maybe. You're recruiting friends to be a part of your life. Some of you, against all odds, have recruited a spouse, somebody to marry you. It was like a 0% chance. You should not have, it's only skill that got you there. So, well done. So all recruiters, if we're going to do it, let's be good at this. Let's figure out, could we be good if we're going to do it? You guys with me? Let's figure out how to be good recruiters. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. Step one, you got to live it. If you're going to recruit people to something, you better freaking live it, man. Like, don't like sign up to be you guys know these people, right? They sign up to be a whatever, a Christian, or they're going to join EXP, and they've been there an hour, and they're like, come to EXP, it's the greatest thing ever. Well, how has it changed your life? I don't know, signed up an hour ago. I have no idea. That's not a compelling story, right? Mike was amazing because he was amazing. This guy didn't just like sign on some line that he was a Christian. He was incredible. He was full of the Spirit, man. He was fun and funny. He had a great relationship with his wife and his kids. He was an amazing human being. He was fun to be around. We were very attracted to him. You've got to live the life. You've got to believe it. You've got to own it. Here's the thing. You got to drink the Kool-Aid, man. See if it'll play. Oh, we'll go for, come on, do it. Oh, the Giphy didn't work. Well, imagine a Kool-Aid guy busting through that wall. How awesome that would be. That would have been a great, that would have been a great slide. Really, really good. We'll get it next time. See you next year. So, here's the thing. You got to own it. You got to drink the Kool-Aid. You got to be all the way in. Don't show up with your hands empty and be like, hey, do you want my thing? Like, you got your, no, you have nothing. I don't want your thing. Like, you're coming up with zero. I'm not interested in nothing. I want Tina Fey's $80 million a year deal. That's what or Tina Call. I want her situation, not yours, right? You got to own it. All right, so here's how you do this. Here's how you get started. Write out your testimony. How has your life been changed by whatever you're recruiting? So I'm going to talk about two different things. EXP is one, or your brokerage or your team, whatever you're recruiting agents. That's one thing. The other thing is you're recruiting people to your sales business, but I don't mean you're going to go find buyers and sellers. I mean you want to go recruit people who will refer you buyers and sellers, whether that's other agents in different markets, whether it's business people, accountants, CPAs, people who know lots of people who might be looking to buy or sell, financial advisors, that kind of thing. So you want to recruit both groups of people, and you got to start out with your testimony. How has your life been changed by whatever you're doing, whether it's your, like if you're selling houses, maybe it's your life and the lives of some clients you've helped. You've got some testimonies of some amazing things that you've helped other people accomplish. Great, write all that out and understand your value and what's different about you. Understand that about your brokerage, if it's EXP. What's so special about it? Write that testimony out, and if you don't have a good one, get somebody to help you, a mentor, a friend, someone who's crushing it. Okay, hey, help me figure out what it is that I'm doing right here. And if you haven't like dove in yet, I did create you can follow me on Instagram, just John Gluch, john.gluch, and I created like a little drink the Kool-Aid plan, like a checklist of how to really fall in love with EXP, because some people just haven't seen it yet, right? And so I created a simple little checklist. Just hit me up on Instagram. I'll get you that list. So you want to create your testimony. And here's mine. Pretty good one. 2012, I was selling, for 6, 8 years, I was selling like 5, 6 houses a year. Nothing special. Went to a Craig Proctor conference, changed my life. Sat in a room like this size, wrote all the notes down, and I was like, that's amazing, and I dove in. There were hundreds of people in that room. Many of them left, did not change. Nothing happened in their life. I left, became a different human being. I dove in. I drank the Kool-Aid. I was in. Same thing at EXP. You could see my sales went bigger, 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 and they started to fall. I was in the wrong room. My brokerage was the biggest agent. Nobody around me to challenge me. I was like, what's going on at EXP? Oh, there's people selling 5,000 houses a year? That's insane. I want to go that place. Joined EXP. Sales exploded, right? Went from about 180 houses a year. Joined EXP. We'll do north of 700 this year. That's crazy, right? That's crazy. Is that everybody's story at EXP? No. Why? Because they didn't drink the Kool-Aid. Like, you didn't dive in. Listen to the webinars, go to the events. You've got to be a savage about this stuff. So that's step one. Make sure you dive in, go all the way in. Step two, pick an audience. You got to decide who you want to live life with. Who do you want to recruit? Don't pick high school kids. That's a terrible plan. You got to pick who you want to live your life with. Literally create a list, 50 people, and that's your dream list. These are the 50 people you would love to work with. These are agents you admire and respect in the business, people who are actually selling houses, people who can teach you some things, people who you enjoy spending time with. That should be your list. Now, if you're recruiting referral partners, which you should be, then what you need to recruit more clients is, like I said, CPAs, builders, that kind of thing. So I've got a little list there. Hey, here's some people who you're going to recruit to see how good a job you do helping people buy and sell homes so that they can refer their people to you. So create your dream 50 list. That's step one. And then step two, and this is the most important thing I want to say to you today, earn the right to be heard. This was Mike's motto. Mike was a middle-aged dude trying to tell high school kids about God. You can't just walk into the lunchroom and do that. That's not going to work, right? So what did Mike do? He did all kind of fun stuff. He'd dress up in funny outfits and put on wigs, and he'd take us to summer camps and invite us to his family's house for dinner, and he'd met us where he cared about us. He showed up to like cross-country meets. You know how many people show up to watch a cross-country meet? Mike. That's who shows up. People's parents don't even come to that garbage, right? But he showed up because he knew that that would show them how much he cared about them, right? So earn the right to be heard. And I got this from John Pugh and Mayor. Thanks you guys for all your amazing help. A relationship score. So your list of 50, you got to score every one of them from 1 to 10. How close is your relationship with those people? And your job is to increase that score over time. So someone you just met, you don't know them, that's a 1. Somebody who you're like best friends with, maybe that's a 9 or a 10. And then your job is to work every day to increase that score. As Zig Ziglar famously said, you can get everything in life you want if you'll just help enough people get what they want. So that is your job. What do these people need? This list of 50 people, how can you help them? How can you help them grow and achieve what it is they're after in their lives? How can you love them so much, pour so much into their life, that the only logical conclusion would be to join you in your efforts, whether it's at EXP or your team or whatever, right? How can you do that? So what do people need? Attention and acknowledgement. Super easy thing to do. This is real tactical, practical. Just jump on social, find your list of 50 people, go give them the love. Hey, like that comment, way to go, that's awesome, you look amazing. You know, people are on social posting all their stuff, me included, because we want you to tell us how great we are, right? We're all doing it. Let's just do it. Let's give each other the love. Go on and do that. Make that a daily habit that will get super easy. You'll start to get more and more connected to people, right? They also need community. Nobody wants to feel like they're alone. They want to be a part of something special. They also need skills. How are you going to do something? Another big, big tip. This is one to star in your notes. Never go anywhere alone. Mike was a master at this. This guy had a kid with him everywhere he went. He'd get going grocery shopping, hanging out with his wife, whatever it was. At that one cross-country meet, it was him and some bozo kid he tricked into going with him, right, to be the crowd. So he just didn't do anything alone, and you should do the same as a real estate agent. This is such a big tip. You're going on a listing appointment, someone should be coming with you. Someone needs to know what you know about how to do a listing appointment. Now, maybe you've never done one, or you're terrible at them, right? That's okay. Find somebody in your office, at your brokerage, whatever, who is amazing. You go with them and bring somebody with you. Now, the 3 of you are seeing what it looks like in real life, real reps, to do a listing. It was shadowing, right? Same thing with buyer appointments, masterminds, happy hours. This event right here, you guys came, that's amazing. I have 35 people here. This is an incredible, you don't come here alone? Could you come here by yourself? Okay, if you didn't know it was good, sure, give it a trial run, that's fine. But next year, you better be here with 30 people. This is so good, you should not be here alone. Thank you, yes, yes, yes. So, so important. Don't go anywhere alone. Just add people to your life, help them get better at what they do. And then close. I keep saying this is the most important thing, but this is the most important thing, for real. Closing. At some point, you got to close, right? At some point, you got to close. Mike, at some point, we went to this high school camp, and they share the message. There's some guy, it wasn't Mike, it was hundreds of kids there, and he shares the message about Jesus and invites us to walk with Jesus. And I don't remember what he said. I just remembered if Mike was a Christian, I wanted to be a Christian, right? Because of how he loved me, because of how he cared, because he spent all that time and energy. Now I know I have like a kid and kids and a wife, and I know how much it costs to be away from them. That guy did that for me for years, and it didn't matter. Like, I didn't need the pitch. I was in, man. I was closed. And you guys got to live your life that way. If you pick that list of 50 people and you pour into them so mercilessly, you just love them so well, you care about them so deeply, you help them with the real needs of how to build and grow their business. Closing is inevitable. It will just happen. And you don't have to do some big dog and pony show, right? If you will live your life this way, it's so enjoyable. It's so fun. And then you don't even really have to worry about, like, maybe they're never going to join your thing. That's okay. You get to live a life knowing that you cared so much about people that they're better off because of you. And that's a life worth living. So you got to do that. Thank you. So that being said, I get it. At some point, you have to have something you do, something you say. So I'll give you a couple quick scripts. This is one. Hey, it seems like you've been getting value out of whatever. All the stuff, all the event we just went to, the mastermind we did, the closing I took you to, the inspection I helped you walk through. Seems like you've been getting a lot of value out of this. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Behind the curtain, man, we got so many cool things. You ought to come. Would you be interested in learning a little bit more about what it might be to join me at my brokerage, to join me on my team, to refer clients to me, right? Provide the value, mention it, and then ask them if they want to learn more. Super simple close, right? Then set up a 3-way call. If you're not a good closer, if you don't know very well how to articulate the actual value of the thing you're selling, of the brokerage, whatever, set up a 3-way call with someone who sold you, who got you over, right? Who convinced you. Set up a 3-way call. And then at the end of that call, you're going to ask, okay, and this is EXP. I'll give you another one for selling houses in just a second. If you're recruiting someone to EXP, you would just say something like, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your interest in EXP? They say 6, whatever. What would make it a 10? That thing that would make it a 10 is the thing they don't understand, the thing they don't get, or maybe there's a legitimate reason it's not a fit for them. It's not going to be fit for everybody. But your goal now is to get increasing that relationship score and then increasing their EXP interest score. And you're gradually moving toward a place where they can partner with you. So another good thing to do. And here's a close for if you're trying to get referral partners. So you're working with like an accountant, CPA, whatever. And go to them with a legitimate buyer need or a legitimate seller need. Hey, I got a buyer looking for a 3-bedroom. Be specific. What's the real thing? Don't just say I got a buyer who needs a house. I've got a buyer who needs 800,000, under 800 in Old Town, whatever. And do you know anyone who might be interested in selling a house like that? They say no, probably. Your next question is, okay, if you did have somebody you knew, how comfortable would you be referring a friend or a family member to me to help assist them with their real estate needs? And if it's not a 10, what would make it a 10? That might be a good thing for you to figure out, like, oh, this guy's aunt is a realtor. He'll never refer you anybody. Okay, that's good to know. Still be friends, but you know you're not going to be business partners. Okay, so that's it. Super simple, right? Let me summarize this for you guys. Create a dream list, 50 people that you just want to live life with. You want to care about, you want to change their life, right? Time block, increasing those 2 scores. Relationship score, their knowledge about EXP or about you and your sales team, whatever it is. And then invite them to invite you on this incredible journey. The reality is many of you are here in this room because this thing really changed your life. Like for me, to go from 180 home sales to 700, 800, that's crazy. It's changed my life. Now my team, we have like, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 people. Now we have like 50 people. So it's really, really incredible. It's changed my life. I hope it has for you too. And you owe it to your friends, to your family, to the other people that you're around every day to invite them into this incredible journey and to spend your life caring for them and loving them. Thanks so much, you guys. Glad you're here. Appreciate it.